The rain started. And so did everything else. Three friends who went for a walk in the woods met something that changed their lives forever. Until that day, they had not believed in the existence of anything beyond, but the next night made them believe. On a chilly autumn evening, three friends, Liam, Maya, and Alex, embarked on a hike through the dense Whitmore Woods, a forested region notorious for its labyrinthine trails. However, as daylight began to fade, it became clear that they had strayed far from the marked paths. The trio trudged on, hoping to find a clearing or campsite. Just as desperation began to set in, they stumbled upon an old house, nestled deep within the trees. It looked like it had been abandoned for decades, windows boarded up, roof partially caved in, and nature trying to reclaim its foundations. Despite its derelict state, it offered shelter from the creeping cold and the impending darkness. Inside, the house was eerily preserved. Dusty furniture sat untouched, and old black and white family photos adorned the walls, their subjects' faces faded with time. The air was thick with a musty scent, and every footstep echoed through the house. They decided to camp in the living room, setting up their sleeping bags and lighting a few candles they had brought along. As the clock's hands neared midnight, the old house seemed to come alive with a symphony of its own. The gentle whispers of the wind outside were accompanied by the house's creaking timbers and rustling curtains. But beneath these familiar nocturnal sounds, a distinct and unsettling rhythm emerged. It began as a faint, almost imperceptible, tapping, reminiscent of a metronome or a muffled drum. As minutes ticked by, the sound evolved into a soft thudding, eerily mirroring the cadence of a human heart echoing from the depths below. The three friends exchanged wary glances, the initial comfort of their camaraderie now tainted with unease. Alex's fingers nervously tapped against his water bottle, mirroring the rhythm from below. Liam, eyes wide, tried to dismiss it as just another quirk of the old house, but the pattern was too consistent, too deliberate. Maya, her adventurous spirit unperturbed, felt a mix of curiosity and challenge. She'd always been the one to chase after the unknown, and this was no different. Locking eyes with Liam and Alex, she silently conveyed her intent to explore the source of the sound. Lighting a candle she had packed, its small flame casting dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper, she approached the basement door. Its wood was cold to the touch, and as she slowly turned the knob, the thudding grew louder, more insistent. Liam wanted to voice his objections, his instincts screaming that they should leave this place and its mysteries behind. Alex, on the other hand, tried to put on a brave face, giving Maya an encouraging nod even as his stomach churned with anxiety. As Maya began her descent, each step echoing in the narrow stairwell, Liam and Alex strained their eyes to keep her in view. But the deeper she went, the more the dim glow of her candle receded, swallowed by the thick, oppressive darkness of the basement. Minutes felt like hours, and Maya's prolonged absence began to worry them. Alex decided to go after her, leaving Liam alone, anxiously waiting. But soon, even Alex's footsteps faded, and an oppressive silence filled the house. Liam, now truly alarmed, began searching the main floor for any clues. He stumbled upon a room that seemed to be an old study. The walls were covered in fading red pentagrams and strange symbols that seemed to be drawn in some dark, dried liquid. But what truly chilled him to the bone were the sketches, detailed drawings of people, their eyes exuding fear. As Liam's torchlight wandered, he found more recent drawings, eerily resembling Maya and Alex. Their sketched eyes seemed to plead for help. Frantic, Liam mustered the courage to go down to the basement. The thudding grew louder, more insistent. There, in the dimness, he found Maya and Alex, lying unconscious on the floor, their faces pale. Above them, 2 fresh drawings adorned the wall, their likenesses captured in chilling detail. With adrenaline pumping, Liam managed to rouse his friends, and the trio made a desperate dash out of the house. As they ran through the woods, the thudding sound followed them, growing fainter as they distanced themselves from the accursed house. By dawn, they reached the outskirts of the forest. The haunting events of the night left them traumatized, and they vowed never to venture into Whitmore Woods again. But the most chilling part was yet to come. A week later, Liam received an old, tattered envelope with no return address. Inside was a detailed sketch, his face, eyes wide with fear, now a part of the house's eerie gallery. "We are not alone. The rain keeps secrets." The rain started. And so did everything else. This story is about how a group of friends rented a house through Airbnb and did not even expect that the low price of the house would hide one drawback: the paranormal activities that take place in it. A winding road unfurls through the heart of a picturesque American countryside, culminating at the porch of a charming 2-story house. The quaint home, bathed in the soft glow of a setting sun, has a welcoming sign hanging on its door. Birds are silhouetted against the fading light, and there's a stillness that suggests tranquility. A car comes into view, its engine humming softly. It pulls up to the driveway, and soon the dust settles to reveal 4 friends. Their camaraderie is evident from their intertwined arms and shared laughter, even without the spoken word. Laden with backpacks and suitcases, they approach the house with a spring in their step, exchanging glances filled with anticipation. As the hefty wooden front door creaks open, the house appears to take a deep, audible breath, as if waking from a long slumber. An almost tangible coolness seems to flow from the inner recesses of the house, creeping into the hallway, touching the very souls of the visitors. The friends pause for a moment, an unspoken understanding passing among them. The narrow hallway, lined with faded floral wallpaper, extends into the depth of the house, and the dim light reveals worn wooden floors, their boards whispering tales of bygone years. Gazing around, they find themselves in a spacious living room adorned with time-worn furniture. Dark mahogany tables and chairs, embroidered cushions, and a large chandelier with a few missing crystals dominate the space. A few portraits hang on the walls, their subjects' turned faces watching silently. Cobwebs hang discreetly in some corners, suggesting that the house hasn't entertained guests for some time. Outside, the yard seems to be stuck in time. Overgrown shrubs, a rusted swing set, and a stone pathway, now hidden under a blanket of fallen leaves, paint a picture of years of neglect. An old bird bath, devoid of water, stands as a lonely sentinel in the midst of the untamed greenery. The property's description, they recall, mentioned it being a bargain at just $50 a night, given its spaciousness. The low price was attributed to its character and history, but in hindsight, these terms seem to be euphemisms for the unsettling atmosphere that now enveloped them. While the group scatters to explore, one friend, Claire, a photography enthusiast, carefully places a vintage camera on an ornate side table. As the flash intermittently lights up the room, it captures their initial excitement, smiles, open suitcases, and the cheerful chaos of settling in. But among those pictures, some also capture Claire's pensive face. She had mentioned earlier, albeit hesitantly, about the house's energy, expressing her unease. Her friends had laughed it off, attributing her feelings to an overactive imagination. But now, as the weight of the house's history settled around them, her words seemed to carry a foreboding truth. Night descends, and the four gather in the living room. They light a fireplace, and its dancing flames cast both warmth and eerie shadows across the room. The house, once filled with laughter, slowly succumbs to a series of peculiar events. A sudden gust of wind blows out the fireplace. The friends jump, startled. They reignite it, trying to laugh off their initial shock. But then, from the corner of the room, a rocking chair begins to sway on its own. Its creaks, rhythmic and persistent, add a dissonant soundtrack to their evening. Upstairs, a door slams shut. A friend's Polaroid camera spontaneously clicks, ejecting a photo. When the image develops, it reveals a shadowy figure standing behind one of them, its features blurred but its presence undeniable. The atmosphere becomes dense. The wind howls outside, the windows rattle, and the lights flicker. On a wall, framed family portraits seem to shift, their subjects' eyes following the friends. Then, in a heart-stopping moment, all goes quiet. The friends huddle together, feeling the weight of invisible eyes upon them. Just when the tension seems unbearable, a soft lullaby wafts through the air, its origin unclear. It's both calming and chilling. Dawn breaks, and the paranormal activity wanes. The once vibrant group, now pale and shaken, hurriedly pack their belongings. They leave the house as swiftly as they arrived, the car speeding away with a trail of dust behind it. The house, once again bathed in the morning sun, seems as innocuous as any other dwelling. But as the camera pans to a window, the reflection shows the shadowy figure, waving goodbye. The tale, recounted by one of the eyewitnesses through the lens of the vintage camera, serves as a chilling reminder of the unseen residents of the countryside abode. We are not alone. The rain keeps secrets,